training with those guys, I tell people, I'm like, if you never train with the guys from Dagestan, from somebody on their team, you don't know what it feels like. It's not regular jiu-jitsu. Like, it's like quicksand where you're in there, you think you're moving, you're looking for a way out. I'm really good at flow rolling and everything. And I'm training with them my last camp, and I'm like, I cannot move with these guys. None of them. Like, everybody on their team has that same style, same pressure on top, and I'm feeling it, and I'm like, I need to change what I do in Chicago. I need to change what I'm doing because these guys are so dominant with the way they play, the way they grapple. It's like they're going to beat everybody. Nobody's going to mess with them.
What is the difference?
For the mentality, I think, is a big thing too. When you're rolling with somebody new, you'll get a flow roll with them. You'll play around to see how they're feeling. With them, they don't have that at all. I'm not going to lose a round. I'm not going to lose a minute when I'm going against you. If this is our first time rolling with each other, I'm on my back. I'm going to my back, starting on my back, and I'm like, all right, let's move. So I'm trying to play like guard, trying to go for armbar or anything like that. And then Khabib just yelling at me, get up. We're not playing jiu-jitsu. This is get up. This is MMA. We're not playing jiu-jitsu. You're on your back. You're losing. And their mentality is, let me hold you down because I'm not going to lose this round. I'm going to stay on top of you. I don't care if I'm in your guard the whole time and I'm just staying on top of you with the pressure. You just lost. Even though the round's over, I'm sitting there like, man, we haven't done anything. It's like, I'm just laying on my back. You haven't done any pressure, no ground upon or anything. But I just lost because I'm on my back. And I figured that's their mentality. They don't want to lose any round in practice. They don't want to lose any minute in grappling. If they get taken down, they're popping right back up. It's not, let me get taken down. Let me play on my back a little bit. Let me flow a little bit like that. No, it's rough, hard. And I think that's what transfers their mentality into the cage when there's no let me warm up here. It's like right into it. Khabib goes in there, he grabs you, he holds you down. You never felt it before because his strength is another level, and that's why I feel like a lot of these guys break once they feel it.
I would be really interested to see. I mean, the best guy off his back, arguably in the lightweight division, is Oliveira, and Oliveira really couldn't do anything with Islam. I mean, he gave, some difficulties. He made it. He got into the second round. It was work, but he didn't really threaten. Where he threatens everybody off his back. That's the thing about Oliveira is like he'll catch you on the feet and he'll trade with you on the feet because if you drop him, he gladly goes to his back to invite you into his guard.
Yeah.
But with Islam, he couldn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, a lot of those guys before Islam were afraid to go to the ground with him. Like Gaethje dropped him a couple of times, Chandler dropped him, and then they stood up. It's because you had that fear. With Islam, it was like, I don't care. He's gonna feel what it is on the ground. Like they always say, Sambo is better than jiu-jitsu, and he just has that mentality. Like, I want to beat you at your own game. And the way he tapped him out from half guard with that arm triangle, I'm like, nobody's ever treated Oliveira like that.
Well, that squeeze must be another level.
Yeah, I would roll with him, and that first week, he's catching me with like an anaconda choke every time I'm going with him, and it's just squeezing. I'm like tapping, and then Islam's nice, so like he'll tell you like, you need to do it this way, and he'll show me the technique with it. When Khabib's on top of you, he's like breaking me at every single point, and I'm asking him for it. No, brother, you just got to keep going. And I'm like, all right, cool. So the next time he does it, he's just on top of me again. He's like mounting me, then I'm turning, giving him my back, and then he's like just laughing as he's talking to the guys outside of the cage as he's on top of me, and I'm feeling like disrespected, but it's like, this is the Khabib. But like, at least like Islam, he'll be like, brother, do this way, do this. This is the way you get out of it.
He's giving you some tips.
Yeah, so by the third week, he wasn't catching me with any more, but his squeeze is just a different type of squeeze.
They have a very, very disciplined camp, right? Like, you have to have your hair cut a certain way. Like, you can't be fucking around showing up with blue mohawks or nothing crazy. Like, it's very disciplined, right?
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why they're all successful. I feel like when Khabib walks into the room, it's like an army. We all get up. We all stand in line. He'll stand in line. He'll point to who's sparring hard in the cage because it's a different type of sparring too, where normally for us, we have a sparring day in Chicago, or most teams I've trained at, we'll have a sparring day like Monday or Wednesday where it's, for them, they're doing everything every day. It's small glove sparring every day. Then right after that, you're taking off the gloves and you're grappling every day. Then right after that, you're going in the cage and you're wrestling on the cage every single day.
Small glove sparring every day.
But it's light, so it's where it's, you don't want to you're not trying to knock each other out. Right. But then if he points to you that you're going to your hard sparring, then you're going in the cage with big gloves on. And those guys we're going hard, and he's cornering, and then Javier Mendez is in there cornering, so you're getting that real fight feel. For me, I was down there with him for 5 weeks, so Khabib would corner his guy, and my coach Lewis Taylor was down there with me in Dubai, and he would corner me. So it's like it's a real fight field. The guys outside of the cage will sit there, peek in. So you get those little nerves that you would get in a fight. And I'm sparring with somebody, his cousin Abu Bakr, who's also in the UFC welterweight. You're sparring with somebody really not used to. So you also still have that tension that you feel like, I don't know what this guy's going to do. He's not one of my normal training partners where I know, well, he's got a good left kick or he got a good cross. I know what he's going to bring to the table. It's like, no, it's a real fight feel every single time because I don't know what he's going to bring to the table. He doesn't know what I'm going to bring to the table. And we have two corners cornering each other in there. So when it's your hard sparring, you're in the cage. When it's not hard sparring, you're outside of the cage. You're doing a little bit of technique. Then it's light sparring going.
So was this camp going there and train there for 5 weeks? Is that just a big change in the way you look at things and like an eye-opening experience?
Yeah, because, I'm a guy that I like to cross-train a lot. I'll go to a bunch of different gyms. I've been to Stanford MMA. I've been to Fortis. I've been to Canada before to train with Frost Hobby. And I want to bring that knowledge back to my team and back to my coaches. Be like, yo, these teams are successful. This is what they're doing. This is what we got to start doing too. Because we're a small gym in Chicago, and we had a world champion, Juliana Pena, with us. But still, you have to keep evolving. You have to keep trying to do what the best teams are doing, and seeing how their team is, how disciplined they are. It's like none of the guys are going to show up late to practice. You're not going to show up late and smile and laugh. It's like once he lines everybody up, you better sprint there in that line because he's going to tell you what your duties are for that day. And then when it's grappling, every single one of those guys is an amazing grappler. There's guys in there that you don't even know their name. They're still young, 19 years old, 18 years old. They're just starting, but they still had the same type of grappling as Khabib. They still feel super strong. And I'm like, who the heck is this guy? So I'll look up his name, and I'm like, oh, 12-0, 15-0, 16-0. And the whole team is full of killers. But I just want to bring their mentality, I think, is a different type of mentality that a lot of gyms don't have of being more disciplined. And I think that comes from being Muslim. I think a lot of it comes from that is it just being religious. You're bringing a different type of discipline where you have to pray 5 times a day, and every single one of the guys is doing that. None of their guys are drinking. None of their guys are going out and partying. If there's guys that come to practice and they look a little bit tired, Khabib will take their phone away from them, and he won't give it to them until the next day, tomorrow morning. So he'll take their phone at night, 9 p.m., and then you have to go to sleep, get a good night's sleep, and then next practice he'll give you your phone back because you're probably on your phone all night playing games or something stupid. And he pays attention to those things. And the fact that he wants you to win that bad because he doesn't need to be there. He doesn't need to give you the knowledge. He doesn't need to care that much about you if you don't care about yourself. But it just shows you like how much of a great person he is